Good morning, all of our wonderful, wonderful students, our friends in real estate. I am Rita Santa Maria, the owner, founder, CEO of Champion School of Real Estate. I thank you for your business right away because without your business, we don't have one. And as you know, it's always my pleasure to have these fantastic guest speakers come. And when I say guest speaker, we have conversations that are going to help you build your business in real estate. We try to get the whole gambit of all different directions of real estate, from property management, farm and ranch. We definitely have lending. We have inspectors. And today I'm so happy to have Ben Deal with eXp Realty. And he is truly a marketing specialist and an investor specialist with eXp Realty. And I love it because his name is Ben Deal. So he is the best deal in real estate. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, to get born with a name like that and then go into real estate. And for all of our brand new people watching that are in the classroom or thinking about going into real estate, he has had his license for about 5 years. Mm-hmm. And what he's been doing in the Houston area is pretty amazing. And that's why I invited him here today. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so grateful, so blessed to be here. Thank you for all the work that you've done in the real estate business. I affectionately call Rita the godmother of real estate.
He did, and I love that. Doesn't everybody love their godmother?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's one of the big things that I love Champions, and just want to honor you for what you've done with the school, because Champions is really an opportunity for people to have hope. And so, people are looking for a new start, a new opportunity, and there's no better place to get started than here.
And you're so right. And it's so much fun to be able to walk into a room and have someone say, thank you for the opportunity to change my life. Mm. And I say, we didn't change your life. You changed your life. Mm. We just put really fine courses together with really quality teachers. And yet, Ben, that is so kind of you to start out that way. Mm-hmm. And I so appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to personalize this very nice man, but after the first few minutes, you're going to already recognize how special he is. You have that kind of easy get to know personality. He's married. He has 3 young children. The oldest is 9 years old, and I believe they're all girls.
All girls,
correct?
Girl dad. Yep.
And he has a very interesting schedule in that, like another one of my interviewees, you're up like at 3:34 in the morning in order to work out. You do it at your church with a group of other men.
Yep.
And I think, first of all, that says tons about how you can set goals for yourself. So I'm just going to start right out and ask you, what got you into real estate? Because your background is Fortune 500 company in marketing from California. How did you get into real estate?
Yeah, so my journey in real estate started actually when I moved to Houston, 10 years ago. My last corporate job that brought me down here, I was really looking for some hope. That's why, we kind of started that off, because I just kept getting very frustrated with being in the corporate game. My background's in sales and business development, so I love working with people, being with people. And I was just tired of always hitting a cap, having a boss, somebody I always had to appease or look up to.
For the company.
Yeah.
But your percentage wasn't quite.
Yeah. And that was one of the big frustrations. It's just, I would go out and sign, millions, $100 million contracts and just get paid a very small fraction. So not feeling like I was getting compensated, fairly or equitably for the work that I was doing, and knowing my value, and more importantly, the calling that God's put on my life, and just being able to step out of that corporate framework was really important. So, at that time that I moved to Houston, I was trying to figure out how I can make more money. Like, what can I do to create some more money, create income, and ultimately create wealth? And that was really through this vehicle in real estate, primarily in the real estate investing side of the business.
That is what we're going to talk about this morning because it's such a wonderful niche in real estate. On the investing side, you came in to Texas, into Houston, and you went with a very large investment real estate side firm. And what I'm going to say to brand new people, what Ben did, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he learned how to go out, knock on doors of people that were like pre-foreclosure. And those that had gone through maybe divorce, issues where at some point you can tell through analytics, so to speak, they're possibly going to lose their house. How did you do that? How does that work? And what was the benefit?
Yeah. So when I got into the business, what we're going to talk about is called wholesaling. And so really what the goal of the real estate investment community is, they're doing a lot of marketing to homeowners that need a lot of help. They're in very challenging situations that their homes have got caught up in. So and a lot of times it's financial stress, financial issues. Their home falls into pre-foreclosure, foreclosure. They've got job loss. There's been a death in the family, disaster, whether it's a fire, a flood, something like that, that is like that they need some significant help. And there's typically a distress. There's some time sensitivity to something. There's a deadline or just a major urgency to have a solution happen quickly. And so that's kind of the niche that we fell into on the investment side, and just started working with homeowners in that space.
So many people wonder, once they get their real estate license, it's like, how do I find investors? Because definitely having in your portfolio, in your back pocket, however you want to describe it, having a good list of investors is huge. You have perfected that. And that's why I was really anxious to have you come today and talk. Also, you'll notice his logo, Wolfpack. And as part of his group that specializes in working with investors and finding investors. Can you give us sort of a broad scope or a targeted idea of how that works?
Yeah. So what we've put together it's called the Investor Agent Gameplan. And it's really just a business strategy for real estate agents to build their business working with investors. And it's exactly what I did when I got into the business. And I didn't even know, like, once I got licensed, what it was until I took a step back and said, hey, how was I able to create that kind of success when I, got into the business? Because I know we were talking about the first part of my career, the first 5 years was on the investment side. I became an acquisition specialist working for these wholesaling companies, real estate investment companies. And then where I've met like thousands of homeowners, bought a couple hundred properties that we sold to investors. And when I got licensed, there was a real estate investment mastermind group. They actually paid for me to come to Champions. And so
I like them.
Yeah. So they paid for me to get licensed. And what I realized was, and this is one of the big myths that I'll share, and I'm sure you've heard, in the real estate investment community, a lot of people think that getting your real estate license is going to hinder their ability to work in the real estate investment business. And for me, I know that's one of the biggest myths out there.
It is.
And ultimately, I believe at the end of the day, if you're in the real estate business, whether it's yourself or somebody on your team or a partner, needs to have their real estate license. So you need to come to Champions, get licensed, because the policy's coming, the regulation's coming, and the best way to hedge against any of that is just come get licensed. And what I found was when I got licensed, it only opened up a ton of opportunity for me, and more opportunity to serve and help the homeowners that I met with, because I literally met with thousands of homeowners and I only worked with like 10 or 20% of them. So what happened to all the the 80 or 90% that I
Right.
met with? But at that time, I was only focused on the transaction and working in the framework of the real estate investment business instead of now being licensed, being focused on building relationships and helping homeowners wherever they are. That's why being licensed was so powerful, because it opened up like exponential opportunity to do more business. And I got to experience that when I got licensed and I became a self-producing, like an independent producing agent. I did 39 deals and $10 million in sales my first year as an independent producing
That
agent.
is truly remarkable and very inspiring. Repeat that number again. 39 deals.
Yeah, 39 deals and 10 million in sales my first year.
So if you were to bring that down to one particular reason, how in the world you were able to do 10 million your first year, what would it be for our new people?
So I was working with less people doing more deals. So I did not transactionally work with 39 people.
Exactly.
And this is why I know and believe, and that's what we're getting to with the Investor Agent Gameplan. It's like the ability to work with less people and do more deals allows you to create a business that has exponential growth. So I worked with 8 investors and they did 39 deals. So there were investors that were buying 3, 4, 5, 8 properties that I helped. And so that's where the business really grows, because I wasn't transactionally having to go and run around and sell 39 individual properties from those owners or doing those sides. So it allowed me to create leverage and just expand the opportunity to do more deals.
There are so many new people right now looking at you and going, I want to be him.
Mhm.
I want to do what he's doing. I want those investors. So I'm going to say to you, having talked to Ben, I want you all to know this man does not have fear about meeting new people. My thought process, your success has a lot to do with marketing and opening doors. Can you talk about how marketing plays into your success? Or networking, I guess is a better word for it.
Yeah. And I think the most important, it goes back to the, Zig Ziglar, what he says, you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want, right? And so just being aligned, and that's why working with investors is so impactful, because one, I want to create wealth in real estate. So the more people that I help do that, I know I'm ultimately helping myself. I still have a lot of work to go, a lot of opportunity ahead. But I know helping people achieve what I want to achieve is going to help them, but also help me. And so being in alignment with people that want, like being in alignment with knowing what they want, helping them do that, for me, that's the best way to build the relationship, because it's very unique, in the way that we've got to do that, especially as an investor agent, because it's not a transaction that's going to happen once every 5 to 7 years. Like, we're going to go out and buy 10 properties this year. And those 10 properties may turn into 15 transactions, or 20 transactions. And so
the way it snowballs is so different.
And so it takes it more from the transactional perspective. One, real estate's all relationship focused. So one, focusing on the relationship and focusing on the relationship with people that are doing more deals, I found to be, the most impactful.
Do you think real estate agents should also be investors?
For sure. That's why I'm doing it. Like, I want to invest along the way of this business. And so I know for me, that's the bigger picture. The whole reason why I got into real estate, yes, it was to make money, but it's to create wealth. I want to create financial freedom just so I can live out the calling God's put on my life to, break free of the financial needs that I've got. And I just know and believe real estate's the closest opportunity that any of us have, that I have, in order to do that.
It is.
So
it is. It is such a part of your goal planning for your career. Is you're now the specialist in real estate. For goodness sake, take everything you learn and you see when you're out looking at properties, when you're out seeing distressed properties, when you see a good deal on land, even if you just start with like 2 acres out nowhere, just start building that personal wealth. Now, you've been really not giving yourself enough acclaim or excitement or attention, because he told me how when he first moved to Houston and started thinking about changing his career, he and his wife went to all of these investment seminars. They went to all of the groups and associations that we have and really learned how to work with investors, how to be an investor. All that being said, do you ever like just go on a daily basis or a weekly basis and door knock? Are you past that? Do you believe in it?
I believe all marketing in real estate works. So if door knocking is the thing that is for you, I would encourage you to do it. I think when I've got those small opportunities, I do. I think the thing that I found that I love with real estate, with creating wealth, is the concept of leverage. So doing one thing and getting an exponential result. So like for me on the marketing side, I've found out who the people are that are contacting every homeowner every day across this entire country.
Okay.
And so if there's already somebody doing that, if they're already doing all that work for me, why would I not want to partner with them? Okay. So if they're already contacting all of the people, like I just want to figure out how I can work with them. And so that's the second part of the game plan that I've got.
Very good game plan.
Yeah.
And that being said, let's talk about Investor Agent Gameplan.
Yeah.
A nice springboard. Tell us anything, everything you want about that program.
Yeah. So the game plan is, it's just a strategy. So it's open to everyone. It's just how I've built my business. It's to do two things. It's to do more deals. So to, do more transactions, make more money in the business, and to partner with real estate investors to get all of your listing leads. Okay. Because like I said, they're doing all the work for me. So to do more deals, you just build your business working with a handful of active investors that are they're at least buying a property a year, like in traditionally rental properties. So we want to focus on those that are most available in the market. And especially in Houston, we're blessed with everything that we have here with our market and how active the investing side is and the availability of properties. And there's a lot of people that want to invest in real estate. They just don't have someone that will help them activate to do that. So that's why as an investor agent, like that's how I position myself, to my friends, members at church, W-2 employees, doctors, people that have money, they don't have the time. They've got a desire to invest in real estate,
exactly.
But they're not really interested in the time that it takes to do it. They want somebody to just say, hey, I want you to help me do that. And so that's the first part. And I believe, you build your business with 5 or 10, active investors. You can do 10, 20, 30, 40 deals a year just working with those handful of people. So that's the first part, to do more deals. And there's a whole group of reasons why you want to work with investors. And then the second part is partnering with the real estate investment companies, because they are reaching out to every homeowner every day. Like if you own a home or your investment properties, you're getting postcards, letters, phone calls, emails, text messages nonstop about selling your home.
Right. I'm interested in your home. Would you like to sell it?
Yeah. And so those are real estate investment companies, and you're not a distressed homeowner, nor am I. And I still get that marketing. And what the reality is, they're having a lot of people that will respond to that investment marketing that are saying, hey, how much is my home worth? Hey, I'm thinking about selling next year. Give me a crazy offer. Like, and the real estate investment companies, they're not working those leads. So those are leads for me, you and I as a real estate agent. Those are hot leads. Those are leads that I will work all day because they're expressing interest. They're returning to marketing, but they're not the fit for the real estate investment company because they don't check any of the boxes around urgency and distress that they need to sell in the next 30, 60, 90 days.
They are really hot leads for sure.
Yes.
So we have new people that are watching and listening. And by the way, this will be on YouTube tomorrow. And you can go back through this wonderful interview again with paper, pen, iPad, whatever your tool is, and take down these wonderful, wonderful ideas, and they work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I'm listening to you and I'm a brand new person and I hear you say, doctors, your neighbors, your church friends, they're all potential investors. But doesn't it mean that you have to let people know you're in real estate?
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't it mean that you have to say to your doctor, wouldn't you like to invest?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can help you if you have an interest in investing.
Yep.
Don't you have to do that?
You have to. You cannot be in real estate and be a secret agent.
Exactly.
So you've got to let people know what it is that you do, what it is that I do. I've got to communicate that out all the time. And the best platform and opportunity we have to do that is with social media. So last time I checked, social media doesn't cost anything. And so it's up to me to use it. And it's like I said, from a leverage perspective, why would I not want to put out one piece of content that's a minute long and have 1,000 people watch it? Like, there's no way I'd be able to have 1,000 conversations or interactions with anyone. So that's why social media is so important.
So good lead-in question. What kind of social media is your number one go-to?
Instagram's my primary platform. And I think the big thing where a lot of people get hung up on social media is that, one, real estate's not a competition business, nor is social media. Social media now, and you just have to think about what you're watching and taking in, and where a lot of people draw their attention to are people that are on a journey. Like, you want to see the guy, sail across the ocean, or you want to see somebody do this. So it's about documenting your journey, especially in real estate. And when I come in and sponsor a lunch and talk to people that are in like the prep class or whatever, I just ask, hey, how many people have actually been sharing their journey in real estate? Because you've got to start priming and prepping your community through social media so they know, oh my gosh, Ben is getting his real estate license. Like, he's going through this new chapter. Like, I want to see what's happening. And if I'm not actively sharing or documenting what it is that I'm doing daily, I'm not going to build up that knowledge base or that reference where people that are connected to me or with me in my life through social media, that they know what it is that I'm doing. So if I'm not out there actively saying, hey, I'm here at Champions today, I'm speaking with Rita, which I did, it's like, we've got to continue to reinforce what it is that you do. And the one example I always think of, I've got a buddy who's a real estate investor. His grandfather sold his house to another investor. So like, that's how close, even if it's family, like, and I'm sure you've got plenty of stories. It's like, it's always the worst feeling when I see a for sale sign go up on my neighbor's yard.
Oh, I know.
Because like, I didn't go out and I didn't let them know what it is that I do and how I can help them. And so that's also inside the framework of just like basic real estate 101, or especially with investors. So you've got to use social media. You've got to communicate what it is that you do and how you can help people.
Having that experience, I had it way back when I started my real estate career, waking up one morning to my neighbors across the street, whom I always hosted the 4th of July party, everything else. My neighbors have my competitors' sign in the yard. And it was such a wake-up call, because your friends, your family sometimes see you in this other role, and you do have to make them aware, I want your business.
Yeah.
I want to sell your house. I personally think, and you made a statement, so I'm going to go back to it for you to give us more information. You said real estate is not competitive. And I'm going to say, in my heart and soul, I feel it's very competitive, but you find your own niche, and then you work your niche and you work your centers of influence. Why did you say real estate's not competitive? Because I know some others heard that.
Yeah. So real estate's not competitive in the fact that I'm competing directly against you. Like, I've been in the business on the investment side for 5 years, on the agent side for 5 years, so 10 years total. The time where I've been in direct competition with a homeowner at a given property has maybe happened once.
I wanted you to explain that.
So like, when you think of competition, it's like, I'm competitive. Like, I'm an athlete, like, I'm competitive, but in the framework and perspective of the real estate business, to be competitive with another agent isn't productive, because I don't know the people that you know. Exactly. I'm not in the same circles, the same rooms that you're in. Like, we have no like very little crossover in terms of like, oh my gosh, the chance that Rita and I know the same homeowner that we're going to be competing for
So
to sell that
small.
property. It's like, it's a very, very small
I am
percentage.
so glad I went back to that because I wanted to have that question answered indirectly when my new people say, is there room for another agent in real estate? And the answer is, of course there is.
Oh, yeah.
And you explained why.
Yeah.
So you decided a couple of years ago to go with eXp Realty.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent company. For new people interviewing companies, brokerages, what made you decide to go with eXp? I also want to mention he's wearing the Wolfpack logo on his shirt. Branded wear is always very, very important. Wear it. It's a conversation piece. It brings up, why are you wearing this? Who are you with? But what are some good questions a new person should ask when they're interviewing for a company? And then just curiously, because I ask this question of everybody, why did you choose the company you're with?
So I'll answer the last question first, and it had
Sure.
nothing to do with eXp.
Oh, okay.
So, and this is the biggest challenge that I know if you're a new agent, and that's what I share when I go into the rooms to speak, because the whole reason why I joined is because I want to work with people that have created the result that I want to create in the business. Okay. So for me, like that was my real estate license was the ticket to the opportunity to be aligned and work with people that I knew had created wealth in real estate. Okay. And I got the vehicle that I had to do that is through eXp because of their model. And then everything's great with eXp, but the original reason was there were two of the top real estate investors here in Houston. They were both partnered up. They were part of eXp. And this was my way that I could use my license to get into proximity and relationship with them by joining their team, by joining the community. I wanted to be with, Chris Bounds, Brant Phillips, because they've been in the business 16 and 18 years. They've done hundreds of deals each. And they've created wealth in real estate.
You want to be around other people that have created wealth for themselves and are successful.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so basic and yet so very, very true.
Yeah.
When you're deciding, certainly choose a company where people are successul within that company.
Yep.
So what is a day in the life of Ben Deal like in real estate or in personal?
Oh man, there's a lot. I mean, that's one of the things that I love with, it's one of the things that I love about real estate is that every day is different. Every deal is different. So the only consistent thing with my days, the way that I start it. So I'm very intentional about that. I'm in the Word. I want to get up very early. So I'm up at like 3:30 in the morning. I'm in the Word. I do a Bible study and then I go to my workout. So I'm investing in my faith.
But you were up early this morning because the baby woke up.
Yeah,
right?
She woke up early. So I was already good for that. And then into the Word, into my fitness, investing in myself, invest time in my family. I want my day to be a reflection of my priorities.
Do you
so that's the way I
set
do that.
your day out in writing, or is it just in your mind?
That's so that once I get through that and my day's off and running, I do have kind of my top priorities. With real estate, it's always focused on the deals. Okay. So, and that's with real estate. If we're not closing transactions, we're not making money. And so it's always about, hey, what deals am I closest to? So those are always at the top of my list. So typically it's anywhere from 3 to 5 deals, whether it's deals that are closing in process, going under contract, new listings that are coming. Those are always my focus. And then what comes in secondarily is primarily around more of the community side. So I host a lot of events, like monthly. And so I'm typically doing some events, focused around the investor agent community. So twice a month, I host investor agent showcases that are different because it's not a traditional networking type event. We're actually going to investor agents that are on our team that have deals or projects, and we go to that location. So we'll go to that property, wherever it is in the process, and maybe like midway through the rehab or it may be done, and we'll go meet with that investor. We'll hear their testimony, their journey in real estate, similar conversation to like we're having. And then the second part is we talk about the deal. So what's the deal? What do we get into? And we've got a very diverse group that we go to. So like the last one I did was a lady on my team. She's a W-2 employee, like an engineer at a major energy company. And she's building her portfolio. And so we went to one of her new acquisitions, and her big thing with investing in real estate is for the tax benefits. What's different, like this weekend, we're going to one of my friends. He's been a full-time high-end flipper, and now he's in luxury new construction. So we're going to be at his $2.7 million new build in Spring Valley this Saturday. So we do those twice a month, like every other week. So
wouldn't you love to just hang out with this guy for like 6 hours? He has more energy. And that's just another thing. When you are out with people, interfacing with them, they love energy.
Yeah.
You mentioned a word that I want our new people to know the meaning of, and you said a high-end flipper.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Yeah. So, flippers are people that are transforming real estate, and high end, he is more focused on what I call the $500,000 plus, up. So up to $1 million property.
To know that word. They're like, oh, flipper. That's not in the book.
Yeah.
So just explaining what the purpose is of flipping.
Yeah. So flipping is taking a distressed property that needs a lot of investment to go from kind of an as-is or a depressed state to get up to the market level, up to the retail level. So it'll maximize the return on the market. And that's in the investing side, that's what we call the after repair value. So like the investment that goes into the deal. So a lot of these homes may need like $100,000 or more in repairs to take it from where it is to get it to the maximum value on the market. So
very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So in talking with them and realizing that your day is pretty darn full, what kind of systems do you keep in place for yourself? Like, do you have a CRM? Do you use it? What is a CRM? Tell our people about that.
Yeah. So, not my strong suit.
He told me that. So I don't believe it. I know you have systems.
Right now, my system is
busy.
The massive opportunity for improvement. But yeah, we do have CRMs. With EXP, our brokerage, we actually get a choice.
And how do you use them?
The important thing with the CRM is that you use them. So you've got to build the practice around using them. The biggest value, with the CRM is that it allows me to leverage, a system process and, tools to help me become more efficient in my business. And so that's a place that I'm focusing a lot on, especially from a process perspective, because when you move, like real estate can be a very busy business. So we can be busy all day, but if we're busy not doing deals, like you'll never make money in this business. And so that's why the CRMs are important. That's why I'm focused on it and digging in to use it, because I know, without a process or a system in place, everything will fall. So my business is, it's doing well. It's only going to get better when I continue to use and leverage the CRMs, especially with like the ones that are AI enabled and all of that stuff. It's like a whole another game.
More AI in real estate.
Yep.
And again, for our people that are watching, CRM, there are many of them out there. It's a system where you keep all of your contacts together. You know where all of your contacts are, so you can reach out and touch those people regularly. What Ben is doing is reaching out and touching his investors personally. And it doesn't get any better than that. And then with Instagram, that's sort of the impersonal, but it works all day long.
Yes. The one thing that I do, it's my most consistent outreach to my database is I have a weekly email. So I've actually sent out my weekly email. I think this week is like my 205th week doing it. So like in my business, that is the one thing that I've committed to is my weekly email, because that is the way that I can communicate out to my entire database by email, in addition to like the social media side. But that weekly email, foundationally, it was from a good buddy and partner of mine. He's with EXP. His name's Ricky Caruth. He built his entire business off of his weekly email. I was like, hey, I'm just going to do what the successful people do. And so that's something that I've done consistently. It's probably the most consistent thing I've done in my business, where I've literally been doing that for the last handful of years.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I knew you do. I knew you had a
Thanks.
system.
I did. that is my primary.
Okay,
So,
you have a team.
mhm.
Did you put your team together? Did you join a team? And how do you feel about teams in real estate?
Yeah. So I've found, especially with you, I mean, you've been in the business a long time, just to define a team. So what I'll call a team versus a community, like inside the real estate business, I do not run a production team. Okay. So I'm not taking an additional, compensation on top of what my broker's charging. So when I talk about team, it's more community centric. That's the unique thing with EXP and a lot of the similar cloud-based model brokerages where they're built upon a sponsorship model where we're actively going out. We're incentivized through like a revenue share program to share what we're doing in the business.
Exactly.
So you join through a sponsorship, through, raving fans, I guess is kind of what you call it, where I'm going out and sharing the opportunity that we're doing. So my team, I mean, one, that's why I joined, because I wanted to be a part of that community. I wanted to be around Chris, Brant, Connor.
Right.
So I wanted to be a
Good
part of a community. And just getting back to what we talked about earlier, I believe that's one of the biggest challenges that new real estate agents have. They don't, the brands, of the brokerages, but you don't know who the people are. It's very hard to get in and understand who's actually with the brokerage until you get into it.
And he keeps coming back to surround yourself with those that are producing.
Yeah.
Those that are building wealth. And when I said that's a really good team, I meant a very good producing group of people.
Yeah.
And that's great advice. What advice would you give to all of our students that are watching right now to maybe bring the ones that are already licensed to bring their production to the next level and or those that are brand new? What advice might you give to them then?
Yeah, it's very simple. You've got to work with real estate investors, period. Like, it's not only work with real estate investors, real estate's an and game. So you work with your sphere of influence with the people that you know and people that know, like, and trust you. And foundationally, you build your business working with investors. And that's why, I feel for a lot of agents that have been in the business, like I'll come in and talk to the CE classes, and there's people that have been in the business a long time, and I'll ask, how many investors are you working with? And then, they'll say they may not be working with any, or they have, or they think they're a pain to work with. But the reality is, if you're not working with investors, you're going to be doing a lot of work, and then you're going to fall victim to a lot of what happens in the market, because real estate investors, they're buying all the time. They don't care that it's fall heading into winter.
Doesn't matter if it's an upcycle or a downcycle.
Doesn't matter if it's an upcycle. It doesn't matter what's happening in the economy, what's happening in politics, geopolitically. Like, investors are buying all the time. So I would want to work with somebody that's buying and selling all the time, regardless of what's happening.
Buying multiple properties.
Yeah. And, then you get to ride the wave when the market gets really hot on the retail side. Like, it's just kind of the icing on the cake. So for me, it's, if you're looking to start or if you're looking to grow and expand your business, that's exactly why we've got, kind of our investor agent game plan, or just very simply, like, go start working with investors, like help them do more deals, become their primary agent that they work with. And, it'll turn into 5, 10, however many deals that they're doing.
And obviously they end up getting to know your personality for sure. Be honest, have integrity, show up, do your homework, make that impression as though you never ever have a chance to impress this investor again. And sometimes you never know that person is an investor or a soon to be investor. But without question, meeting you, talking with you, I can just see investors going, he's going to work so hard for me. You just come across that way. When we have people in class, they either like saved all their money in order to be their own boss and get their real estate loan inspector appraiser's license, or they got let go from their job and they're like, well, okay, I'm going to try real estate or to be a loan officer. I'm just going to say whatever happened years ago in California, and you weren't getting what you felt you should have, that was a huge door that was open for you.
Mm.
Because you are so successful, you absolutely know what you're doing, how to do it. So with all of that energy and looking at your schedule, what does Ben do in his personal time for fun or just a let down? And do you ever do that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now, everything revolves around my family. So, I love spending time with my girls, with my wife. So that, any window of time that we've got, feeds into that. And that's the other reason why I love real estate. I mean, I've got the ability to have flexibility in my day and my life where I can prioritize them. So if I need to be at the school, I can be at the school. If we've got an event or if we need to go out of town or, I'm not
to a
burdened.
doctor's appointment with a baby.
Yeah. And I'm not burdened to only having so many days off. So I do have the flexibility in that, which I love. But yeah, for them, it's the most important. Everything else from there, I'm very active, like in the men's community. So in emboldening men. So I'm active in my church, our men's ministry. There's a big calling on my life for that, to help men, get healthy, get their priorities straight in terms of their life and how they're living. And the best way I can do that is just lead by example, with how I lead my life. And so just want to witness to that.
And you're hitting one other point I want to make to our wonderful customers and friends that are watching. You came to Texas and you did not have a built-in center of influence. You created that yourself.
Yeah.
So those of you that are thinking, gosh, I don't know anyone, I just want you to watch this tomorrow again on YouTube. Then it's going to be on our podcast, all your favorite podcast stations. I personally like to listen to it on Sunday afternoon on Alexa and hear, oh, Rita, you missed a really good question to ask Ben. But if you were to go back in time and change anything in your past, that trajectory journey that you've been on, would you have changed anything, or how do you feel about where you are today?
No, I mean, God's plan is perfect. So I'm super happy with where I'm at. I think, realistically, the one thing I would have changed, even real estate focused, was I wish I would have been licensed right when I got started.
Okay.
So
why?
Because it would have opened up, my life and business would look radically different if I was licensed, had the perspective of having the ability to help every homeowner that I met with. So instead of, instead of just the couple hundred that I helped, and that I still help, but I literally sat at like thousands of kitchen tables and sofas and on their front porches. Without a license, I could not help them. And it was just something where they were motivated. I had their time, but if I would have had the perspective of building a relationship with them, because every homeowner is going to sell their property at some point in time. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So if I could have gone back, if I would have been licensed and I just would have been relationship focused, where I was building a relationship using, gathering their data, using a CRM, marketing to them over time, building that rapport in the relationship, like it would, just what would you do with thousands of people that were active in your database that and had a relationship with? Like,
sat down at the kitchen table.
It'd be crazy, like what it would be like. So I don't look back, with like regret. It's just, if I would have had that opportunity, who knows where we'd be today, but I just know where I'm at's perfect. But that would be one thing I would change.
For those that are watching, sitting in class.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
You are just a superstar. I'm so proud of you. Look at that smile. It's just so easy to talk with. Any final words that you would like to mention before we have to say goodbye? This has been so much fun with you, Ben.
Yeah. One, I'm just super grateful for you. I think the important thing with real estate, and I honestly mean it, I believe a lot of people get into the business because they're looking for hope. They're looking for a bigger opportunity for a change. And with hope, the thing I love most about real estate is that it is an opportunity for me to exercise my faith every day, like literally every minute. And so whatever that faith means for you, my belief in Christ, but it's just the more that you believe in this business and you've got a heart to serve, a heart to love on people, the more successful I believe you'll be. Because you're in it to help someone, get from A to B, but more importantly, help them in their life. And if you've got that perspective and just understanding that like real estate is a very simple business, like it's very simple, but it's not easy. And that's why we see the attrition that we have, like so many people that come through these doors, they're not here in a year or 5 years or, whatever. The number's even higher on the investment side because people have the hope, but you've got to have the faith and more importantly, take it into action. Because without the activity in this business, if you're not telling people what you're doing, if you're not getting to the closing table and closing deals, if you're not ultimately making money in the business, to help other people where you and I get paid for, facilitating that transaction, that's why people, ultimately don't do it. It's just, you've got to have the faith and the fortitude to go through to do the work so you can, ultimately bear the fruit. So
I want everyone to, again, go to YouTube, Champion School of Real Estate YouTube channel. I want you to, if nothing else, go to the end and listen to those final comments that Ben had to say. I always tell everyone in class before I walk out the door, secret to success is you have to get up and you have to suit up and you have to show up. And there are no options with that. And yet you made it a lot more interesting and intriguing. And I thank you for that. So thank you, Ben Deal with eXp Realty. And I love the wolfpack.com. You can read more about investoragentwolfpack.com. And such a great lesson on working with investors. Thank you, students, for your business. Thank you for choosing to be a champion at Champion School of Real Estate. Ben, thank you for those wonderful, sweet comments you made about our business.
Yeah.
And I so appreciate you being here today.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'm super grateful for all you do.
Thank you. See you next time.